Look at that.
Look
It
at
worked.
us, Frank
Hello.
Andy. Episode 756. Hi, Sarah.
Ooh, hello, Susie.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so good.
Hey, did you play Powerball?
No, but you know what? I almost did, and then I remembered because I have a credit, like I have a $10 from winning, like putting $1 in and winning stuff. No. I have a $10 credit from like lotto.com or the app because I downloaded that.
Great.
And they keep what they're trying to do is tempt me back into playing. I'm like, you have a credit, thinking I'm just going to buy that many, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit on this for a while.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. And you know what? I was thinking I almost did play, but then I thought about how you told me it's a game for people who don't have money.
It's vulnerable. It's for the vulnerable.
I was like, I'm not falling for that. I know too much now.
I know.
Now I'm out of all the fun.
Yeah,
and Eli's the one who's like, we need to play. What if we win?
Yes. Here's my caveat about the lottery. It is a scam. You're not going to win.
No.
Especially if you're destitute. Do not waste your money. But if the fun you get from it is equal to the cost of admission, $20 or whatever you play.
Okay, totally fair.
Yeah, like it's like going out to a movie or something. If you have fun with it, which is my feeling is having a ball playing Powerball, then that is money well spent.
Okay, so now I got to get in on this.
Yeah,
Plus,
use
girl
the credit.
Math, it's $0.
Plus girl math, it's $0. And if you win, let's face it, I win too.
100%. Absolutely. We're like, new studio, new everything. What if I did that? Like, we're getting a new studio. We're painting the walls.
You're retiring. I mean,
maybe.
Look, this would be ad-free. Everyone would be so excited.
Oh my God, they would love it to be ad-free if I won the lottery. But here's what I always think, and the big reason why I don't play, and the big reason why I do go in the ocean and I don't worry, because Sarah from the real world is not also going to be
that's right. You do have
Sarah
this thing,
who got attacked by a shark, or Sarah who won the lottery. That two things don't happen to people like that.
Right. Except Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah. Oh, right. Because he got struck by lightning, right?
And was in a plane crash.
Okay. So I'm not Ric Flair. Woo!
He's the exception that proves the rule.
Right.
All right.
So that is my argument, or my ration argument, but like my crazy rationalization of that whole thing.
But I don't even need to win the billions. I would get psyched about $50,000 would be fantastic.
I thought you were going to say like $10 like I won.
Well, last week we won like $200.
What?
Yes, Sarah.
You're up, baby.
If we had one more number, we would have won $50,000, and I was so excited.
I'm playing. Is it still going? Is this still? Can we still do this? Is this when Powerball?
This is why I cannot believe you have never joined a cult, because you are very easy to persuade.
Oh my! Well, I am, and then I have moments where I have a reality check. I can remember where I was, where I sat at a gas station, and I was playing the crossword scratcher because, of course, I'm going to get that one.
Yeah, duh.
So I was playing the crossword scratcher. I was getting really close. Like it was like if I scratched one more, I felt that adrenaline rush, that all
of a sudden you're like imagining your new life,
dopamine, everything. Basically, gambling addiction is what I felt like, the gateway drug to that.
Your first high.
Yeah, and I scratched it off, and it was one where I just won twice the amount of what it was worth, but it was that one scratch away from winning everything, and I was like, this feels too good. I can't get into this. This is slippery slope.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't play this game. I couldn't do it because I'm too... I can feel how awesome that feels. And luckily, I'm frugal. Luckily, I'm practical, or I could get into that, especially the crossword ones. It's like combining so many of my favorite things. Element of surprise. Right. But I think if anybody wants to give that to me for my birthday or put it in my stocking for Christmas,
right.
I will not say no.
because then it's not your fault. You're playing.
$0 wasted. So
and
I give that to other people too.
I feel like you can make an exception for the Powerball because it's a communal. We don't have a lot of cultural events anymore that you experience with the public.
Well, definitely not positive ones.
Definitely not positive one. But remember, there used to be like Cheers was over, or Seinfeld's over, or whatever. There were these things that everyone would do. There's not too many of those anymore.
No,
Powerball's
there
still
really
one
aren't.
of them.
Yeah. Okay. I can get into that. And like, I love when everybody pools together. I love it when it's like a group of nurses who win.
Receptionists at the office.
Oh, that's like, give me all the videos on that all
I get
day
annoyed
long.
when they say they're going to keep working, though. I'm like, would you stop it with this?
But I would probably keep doing this.
We always say that, and then I always have to say, you can volunteer. You don't have to like stay at your shitty, weird job.
And what's the rule? Just so I know when I win, which to pick. Is it you pick the lump sum or you pick the?
Everyone
I think
always
it's the lump
says
sum.
the lump sum.
It's the lump sum, and then you invest that.
Yeah, step one is call an attorney.
Is the better. We talked about this in a past episode.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and that's what we said.
What happens, and then what can happen is like the rates of interest rates change, things like that, and you get screwed long term.
It's like 2 in the hand and 1 in the bush.
Yeah, and just take the 2 in the hand.
It's something like that.
Something like that.
Cliche.
2 in the hand, 1 in the bush. I don't use those a lot anymore. Being a
I know. I'm
therapist
trying
really
to bring them back.
those.
My dad always used to say a phrase that I want to bring back, which is
what?
The whole ball of wax. I'm going to work on that.
What even is that?
That's why it's funny to me, because it's absurd.
But it came from somewhere. It's like the whole ball of wax is like they
back
always
in like 1802.
Like
they had
lit
candles.
Some fucking candle. Yeah.
I love idioms and cliches, and they're fun. Well, okay, so I gave Sarah a wake-up call about why she needs to play Powerball, and now she's going to get a wake-up call that is much more soothing.
Oh, yes.
Thanks to the Hatch Restore 2.
Yes. Let me tell you, this is something Eli and I get in very few arguments, but what I do get so mad at him for is if he wakes me up abruptly or
I don't like it.
He like the other day he poked me and he was like, "Hey," and just poked me to wake up, and I was like, "Oh,
absolutely
hell
not.
no! I do not want to be woken up. I need to be like gently soothed, like." Woken up
like
with
the
sunlight,
and
with soothing noises, and just like slowly, or I'm in a bad mood.
44 years of my life, I have not used an alarm. I hate alarms because there's violence.
Okay? Yes,
it's a violent awakening that I do not want.
And assault I'll do the senses.
It is, and I will do anything to avoid it. And so as a result, I have, like, if I'm flying or something, I have to, like, just basically not sleep.
Oh, God.
Right? So now I have the Hatch Restore 2 because it simulates a sunrise with the light that it emits. And then eventually music comes through, whether it's like birds chirping or
sound bowls. That's my favorite.
Sound bowls.
Yeah.
Ours is just sort of like, I don't know what it is, like bells of some kind. And we all get up. We don't talk about it because I don't want to talk about it. I just want you to get up. I don't want to debate about it. And it's so nice. You can get white, pink, brown noise while you sleep. So it's sleep sounds and wakening sounds. It's great. Right now, Hatch is offering our listeners $20 off your purchase of a Hatch Restore 2 and free shipping at hatch.co/braincandy. Sleep deeply and wake gently with the Restore 2. Go to hatch.co/braincandy to get $20 off and free shipping. That's hatch.co/braincandy. And all of our codes, including that one, are on the braincandypodcast.com. If you're like, oopsie, I forgot, you can find it there. And we so appreciate every time you use our codes because it helps keeps the lights on over here and helps keep Sarah and I from growing apart.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I feel like this is a very nice segue into a story that I have for you.
Let's hear it.
That I can't believe is true. But what I'm finding is TikTok is really annoying because a lot of things will go viral that are based on untrue studies.
Yep.
Not factual information.
Yep.
Somebody who's and I'm just
partial
like,
information.
oh, a headline that's really like satirical, like The Onion, whatever, and nobody ever digs any deeper except people who host a podcast like us.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, well, that story doesn't go anywhere. I even heard, and some NPR, wait, don't tell me, you're being lazy, because I did some deep diving on one of your stories. Ain't true. So stop.
That's
but
why
this
it's
one
the
is
only.
true.
That is the only show on NPR I will not listen to. No offense, because I know it's your favorite.
One.
I know.
Yeah, it's great. But I do have to fact check them all the time. I'm like,
okay,
NPR.
go ahead.
Wait.
Don't blame NPR. Stephen Skeep is blameless in this.
Okay. It's the way. It's
It's the comics. They don't care. They just want to laugh.
Yeah, but the story, they're asking them questions that are based on, or like saying
headlines.
like a real...
They're based on headlines.
And then that's it. Nobody's doing their report. But this one is true. I did not hear it on there, but I read it in National Geographic.
Okay.
This is true. So the reason why we don't have a whole bunch of mummies today is because there was a brief period of history where Europeans ate them. Ground up mummies. It was believed that the materials that were used to in the mummification process were antibacterial and all this stuff.
Lordy.
And some poor translations of
this is
Egyptian
like the essential
texts
oil crowd. They would
ended
do stuff
up
like this
with people grinding up mummies. Mummies was also there's a painting that's hanging in, where is it? Let me see what I think it's in the Louvre. Yes. It's an 1815 painting that's an interior painting of two women and a kid sitting in the light of this open window, and the women are painting, and the child's on this tiled floor, and the painting's called Interior of a Kitchen, and there's a lot of like dull earth tones in it. And I'll show you the painting right here, Suze. You can see that painting right there.
Oh,
the beautiful
nice.
brown tones you see come from a color called mummy brown that was made of ground up mummies.
No.
That was particularly desirable because it was popular for depicting windows and shadows.
Oh.
And it was sold all the way up until
eating it.
Guess what year they stopped selling this?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's play this game. Oh, I love this. Trivia. What year did they stop selling Mummy Brown?
1907.
1930.
No way.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
and this is
God.
fact checked.
Right. No, I never doubted you for a second.
Yes. The pigment was used.
1937.
Ground flesh of actual mummies mixed with other chemicals
not.
to create a paint that was known to all artists at the time.
I appreciate that it was brown because, then we at least know that. Because people often think of old-timey people as just white, right? This is how people paint Jesus. He's not white. He's not blonde. He doesn't have blue eyes. He's Jewish.
Look at when you grind him up, it's brown. So.
He lived in the Middle East, people, right? Yeah. The evidence is in the paintings. But that is so disturbing. And then how did they decide, like, you know what, we should probably stop? Did it say, like, somebody was like, you know what?
Well, I think it was a matter of availability.
They ran out.
For real.
Oh, Lord.
Then they they're like, oh, we don't have it.
You couldn't get it from
one person
dirt.
who was like distributing that, like the person who was, I don't know, the middleman for selling mummies.
The mummy dealer ran out of stock.
The mummy man. Do you know the mummy man? The mummy man. The mummy man.
He ran out of product. He's like, you can pre-order.
Yeah,
you can pre-order now, but that's all. We don't have anything in stock right now.
Yeah.
This is awful.
That's why there are less. And at the time, a lot of things were mummified. And the resin and the materials that were used to mummify them happened to look like this other natural, I don't even know what it is. It's like a extract called bitumen, bitumen, and it's like maybe it's like a resin or some sort of, I don't know what, like natural product that is abundant in the ancient Middle East. And it's formed in like geological basins and, here we go, from the remains of tiny plants and animals. So it's some like, I don't know, like mummified material that does have some antimicrobial properties, especially stuff found from the Dead Sea. And different cultures and different countries at the time had different names for this material and this bitumen stuff. And back in, like, they started calling it mummia in the area, like just that was like Sumerian, like what it translated to. And then when that was in writing, people from Europe mistranslated that word and saw it as mummy and got confused by, and then mistook the resin and the black like tar that's on mummies, like faces and bodies sometimes, for this bitumen stuff, and started grinding up the mummies because of some what is essentially poor translation. It says the meaning of mummy has shifted in a big way in the 12th century when a translator of Arabic language manuscript defined the word as substance found in the land where bodies are buried with aloes, by which the liquid of the dead mixed with the aloes is transformed and is similar to marine pitch. People were like, oh, so dead people. And then started grinding people up. And there you go.
Did you or did you not introduce this story by saying they would eat them?
Well, they ground them up and then would ingest them as like a way to cure disease. You know how they were doing, it was like, you know, the time of, well, really, it was the time of a lot of like transatlantic travel and people from different places meeting up with other people. So disease was spreading. Yeah. And they were like, oh, we got to do something. And they're coming up with weird old ways.
Hey,
you know, like
listen.
No way was right.
I don't even judge because I've had some acne where I would do anything. If you said put your own poop on it, I would have done it. You know what I mean? Suze, like when you get desperate.
As I was writing my notes for the story and like taking little clips from the story, I was thinking at the time they were grinding up mummies and eating them, they were convinced this was going to cure whatever ailed them. Yeah. Because a doctor said so. That made me think, what am I doing now that I'm convinced, or we as a society are like, yeah, this is definitely what's going to work. Yeah. For whatever. Because some doctor says so, or because somebody, like, we don't know fuck all about, we don't know anything. I just read that, like, NyQuil doesn't actually do what it says. Did you see this?
Well, it's not specifically NyQuil, but like cold medicine.
Cold medicine. Right.
But I have been in on this conspiracy for a long time. And I don't understand. Like, you know, when they're like, you just need a nasal spray and whatever. But but the real thing you should take, which I've been doing for years, is take Benadryl. Because it's the only thing that'll stop the production of mucus. Because that's what we're all trying to stop. When you have a cold or whatever, you just want it to stop. You want to break from the faucet.
I got to blow my nose right now. I mean,
I know,
it's like never ending.
Well, one thing I know works for sure is AG1, and that is because it is the real deal.
I was just preaching about this weekend.
I know. People are probably sick of us, but hey, we're telling you because it's true, and you will thank us.
Yeah. I'm telling you because I also got off the train for like a minute and then noticed
you got out of your
such
routine.
a big difference in my skin.
I actually appreciate you saying that though, because I think it's easy for us to come off as people who are like, I do this all the time. I never miss and everything's great. But it's like, you know, keeping a routine is hard.
Yeah, it's so hard. And then you add one more extra thing to juggle and I'm like, oh,
right.
I did this really well this week, but I forgot to eat right this week. So
yeah,
I got off the train, but now we're back on.
The more things that you have sort of in your toolbox to keep you on track and keep your body running, then I say the better. And AG1 is one of those things because it is an easy routine that you can do every day. You just have this drink and you'll get your supplements. It supports your entire body, gut health, energy, immune system. We're coming into like winter when everyone's going to be sick. And this is just like a great tool to have to help you stay on track. We drink AG1 in the morning. Every day before the school bus.
That's adorable.
And I swear, like, it's just sort of like part of our routine. It feels really good. It helps us and it gets us started for the day. And they gave us a deal for you. If you're looking for a simpler, effective investment for your health, try AG1 and you get 5 free AG1 travel packs, which we took to Boston, and a free 1-year supply of vitamin D with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/braincandy. That's drinkag1.com/braincandy. I think people are often looking for like something simple that they will feel good about. And I think this is a great one.
This is... now we know that we don't have to have ground up mummies.
Listen to this. Okay, this is so funny. I did not get to this in my episode, but in keeping with your thing about how like TikTok gives you these like partial truths and stuff, I had saved this article that was about a TikTok trend. You may have heard about it, where you put a wire hanger on your head.
Oh yeah, it makes your head turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know if that were true. Number one, hold on. And
oh my gosh, we have a wire hanger.
I have a wire hanger because I made Adam do it.
Okay.
And I wanted to see it. So let me take my headphones off.
Okay.
If you're watching
I'm very excited.
Video version, which is on our Patreon, you will see.
Yes.
So first of all, I watched these girls do it. I can't hear you if you talk, by the way.
Got it.
And you know how it is on TikTok. Like they do it and then they're like, oh, and they react. They can't believe it. Like it made their head turns. The theory is that you put this wire hanger on your head and then like involuntarily your head turns in a certain direction. Now, first of all, number one, I'll do it the way.
Okay. They did it. Okay. Putting it on her head.
No, they did it like where, like on there, just completely on the side where the hanger hook is sort of like right above my ear.
Yeah.
But then I found the actual study that it was based on.
Okay.
Like you're saying. And I found the position that it's actually based on. You have to have like pressure right above this eye.
Okay.
And so you have to like put the pressure right here. And it does not make your head involuntarily move, but you do feel like a compulsion to move. Like you do have an urge to like right the wrong.
Oh, weird.
So like my point is just what you said, which is that sure, it's fun to see people like put a hanger on their head. What?
Oh,
it hits like a temporal lobe of frontal.
So I think it's interesting that you say right the wrong. So I was just talking a couple weeks ago about how I have like a weird twitch that like a tick that I do where when I hear a certain sound, and the sound feels like I feel it in my temple. Like if I were to point to where in my brain I feel that noise, it's almost in a similar area. And I have to do something with my neck.
Yes.
Like a weird twitch to right the wrong is because it like creates a balance. And I wonder if that is like a nerve.
Yeah. Like something about that sound might be activating a part of the brain.
Fucking love this show.
Yes.
We connect so many dots, even if they're just like in the same like vicinity or area. It's just like, oh, I can see
you can put the puzzle together. Right.
I could see.
We're not neurologists.
No.
We don't know the details.
Don't know anything.
And that's the thing, like,
earlier.
When I looked at the study itself, I'm literate in science, which you have to be to have a PhD, but I'm not a brain scientist. So, like, all I can do is figure out what I don't know. Like, that saying, like, we have known knowns, we have known unknowns, and then we have unknown unknowns.
Ooh, that's a scary one. Right? That's the biggest piece of the pie.
So, like, I have more those categories than maybe the gal on TikTok who put a hanger on her head and then made a huge reaction that got 1 million clicks because it pays her $5. I don't know.
Right.
But when I put it on my head, I did not have to move my head involuntarily and like freak out. But I thought, that feels weird. Like you probably feel when you hear the Apple TV ding.
And I could wait and wait, but it just feels better to fix it. And
yes. It's like restless leg syndrome.
Yeah, it's got to be it's nerve related, and it's got to be some kind of stimulation to. That's so.
Adam didn't like it, and he said it actually like hurt. And in the study that I read, it said that in the actual study they put a thing there to prevent pain because some people do feel pain. Right. Well, the TikTok bozos aren't doing that. I'm just asking everyone to be discerning consumers because it can be fun, but don't fall for their bullshit.
Don't. I hated the trend that went around of cracking an egg on your child's head.
Who was doing that?
Oh my God. They would like get their kid and it was like, oh, let's make a cake. And then they would, instead of cracking the egg, they would like crack the egg on the kids. And we're talking like 3-year-olds.
To make a fool out of them?
Yeah. And a lot of them cried. And it's really a breach of trust. I hate it so much.
What in the world would make them think this is probably a certain type of person?
Yeah.
Like the prank families. I'm not a pranker.
I'm not into it either.
Especially to little kids who can't contextualize it. That is good.
Yeah. Now that we're on the subject of things that I might as well just tell you the things that I had on my list to look up that were not true.
Yeah.
So the one that NPR got wrong, there was a woman on TikTok that was saying that the origins of rock, paper, scissors is from brothels, that it originated as a sex game where you would like take off a piece of clothing or something like that. And that is absolutely not true at all. It originated in China. And
well, that's even more fun. What were they
like
doing
the
there?
Actual history.
They were just bored out of their mind and killing time like the rest of us.
It is linked to China during the Han Dynasty. Theory suggested that generals used it to resolve disputes. Hand gestures would represent different weapons. And this method allowed them to make quick decisions without the need for verbal communication. Another theory suggested that the game was introduced to Japan by Buddhist monks in the 17th century and was used as a form of how do you say that word? Divination?
Uh-huh.
With each hand gesture representing different elements: rocks for mountains, paper for paper money or prayer offerings, and scissors for sword or shears. And from Japan, the game spread to other parts of Asia and eventually reached Europe in the 19th century and gained popularity among sailors and traders who helped introduce different cultures around the world.
Man,
and
we really bastardized it. We just use it when we're bored, like senseless.
Yeah, this woman is an Ireland-based historian who said that she got a bunch of TikTok views saying that it started as a sex game, but then later came back and said, which actually started as a Chinese drinking game. It's like,
I really don't like it.
Do that. That one is annoying to me that they do that, especially when it's a historian. Like if you're going to call yourself a historian, I feel like you have a duty when you are wearing that hat and presenting yourself as such to be historically accurate and lead with that.
It's almost annoying when Sarah has these values because she won't like have fun games with me where I try to diagnose people with like mental illnesses. Right. But I mean, I love her values. And one of her values is that she loves, especially as a therapist, a Jenny Kane sweater.
Oh, goodness gracious. I go and pick mine up from the dry cleaner today. Thank you very much. I'm so excited. Ooh, it's cozy. And it makes me feel so good to take care of my clothes like that.
I am a big fan. I follow on Instagram Old Flame Mending, which happens to be a local mending shop here where I live. But I love following them regardless because it shows they really have a commitment to taking care of your garments and like honoring them. And that's why I started going to them. Any sort of like if I had a Jenny Kane sweater that got like a moth hole or something from my own negligence, God forbid. then I would take it there, and they do all kinds of amazing things to preserve people's items. And I just think it's a really good practice to get into. It's like the opposite of fast fashion.
It is. I have decided, I'm going to call him out.
I know you're a convert.
I told Eli was like, I'm going to get this suit cheap. I was like, don't do it.
Oh.
And guess what? He got it. It was terrible, and he had to return it. And I was like, let's just do this the right way.
Yeah.
One
Get
time.
Get your forever pieces.
For forever. This is important,
I know. I do love it. And I know that, like, I get people's... Because we're used to a certain thing.
Right.
But I just... If you can, I want to encourage people to go this direction, because you can keep them for much, much longer. Your cost per wear will be lower. I think it's a no-brainer. And Jenny Kane's items are stylish. They're luxurious. They look good with anything. You can do them in a million ways. Like what I do with mine, Sarah does something totally different with hers. It kind of cracks me up. I'm like, oh, I don't do a French tuck with my sweaters. Or
always a French tuck with a sweater.
You
and
love
I
a
do
French
the little
tuck.
trick where you tuck it into the bra and it makes it cropped.
Right. And here's me over here just doing the coastal grandma look. Whatevs. Yeah. Find your forever pieces at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code BRAINCANDY at checkout. That's 15% off your first order, JENNIKAYNE.com. Promo code BRAINCANDY. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. I guarantee you, by the way, that anywhere you live, you have a similar like mending place where you can meet the sewists. They don't go by seamstresses anymore, because that's like kind of like a waitress. It's like a what do they use? Stewardess. It's almost like that.
It's like gendered and feminine.
Yeah. They call themselves sewists.
Yeah.
They're
Speaking
cool.
of which, today Eli is getting interviewed by somebody who is writing a book about men in female-dominated industries.
That's awesome.
That's what I said, but then I was like, wait a sec. How many books do they have about women in male-dominated industries? I just want to check. And he said, that's a good question. I'll ask him. And I don't know if the author is a male or a female, but I think that's interesting that Eli does work in a female-dominated industry, and man, do I reap all the benefits.
Like, because you know what I mean? Like, he's unusual in two regards, I would say, for design.
Male and straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you argue, maybe you wouldn't, that like if you're a doctor who's a female, or I don't know, what's more of a, like if you're
engineer.
Like I was going to say mechanic. Computer. And yes, there is a stigma. Because I was going to say there wouldn't be a stigma for like an engineer, but there would be for a mechanic. A lot of guys would be like, I don't want to go to a female mechanic because it would undermine their masculinity.
Yeah.
So I never thought about that.
And he does have a way of listening and like speaking to clients that's very validating and reflects that he is like, he like listens and reflects and validates. And I think you have to do that to understand, like, this is what I hear you saying or what I hear you need. Here's how I come up with a solution, or here's whatever. And if you're just coming in with we do things my way, it would be a very difficult person to work with. So he definitely has those qualities.
I wonder, I guess we'll hear about it in his interview, but I wonder if he has experienced any kind of like weirdness.
Yeah. I'll ask him too.
I think I said this to you about how one time on Cheers, Norm pretended to be gay so that he could be a designer. Yeah. And once they found out he was straight, they fired him, and it was like reverse discrimination. Yeah. But like, do you think Eli has ever had that where people were like skeptical about his ability because like he wouldn't have the eye?
Maybe I'll ask him.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
Or I think more people make assumptions and they assume somebody who designs like this is gay. I think that is the big leap where they
that's a real compliment.
Right? Exactly. Like,
or they think we're not hiring him because he'll make us just like a man cave.
Oh yeah,
right.
But because there aren't a lot of. I can't think of any famous. All the designers are all gay.
Yeah.
Todd Ullman, Jonathan
I love
Adler.
the representation that this straight white man is bringing to the industry.
Yeah.
That's not something you hear
That's
all
why I
the
thought
time.
he was so good when he was on HGTV, like Design Star, because it was like, oh my, and that's when I was like, oh, hello, look at.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sarah likes to see.
Oh, please. Exactly what we like.
You're a lucky lady.
I know. But we're not talking about this. We're talking about, this is on the subject of love. I have to confess this / unload and talk about this. I know you won't have much to contribute, but you can at least, you know what I'm going to talk about?
No.
The Golden Bachelor.
Oh, I don't have much to contribute, but I will. Right. I'm going to watch.
I was like, that's just exactly what I knew. I was like, you will start watching? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Okay. Good.
I love it. I love a silver fox.
Right. Okay.
Hello?
And the story with him is very sweet. Like the first episode, I'm like, bawling. He's like his high school sweetheart. He loved her. He was a good husband, good dad, all girls, all granddaughters, like just surrounded by women, just the sweetest can be guy. But what is interesting is it still follows the same Bachelor like formula. And I wonder if age and wisdom and knowing what is really important and matters will, like, especially for a lot of these women, it's their love the second time around, where they've been in the same situation. Like, he kept a lot of women who also lost their spouse and had, so they have that shared experience. So they know like what it means to be in a committed, this is not like 26-year-olds that you're getting. So we have that, and a group of women all living together that aren't catty. Like, you can already tell the women are like, oh my God, I love your shoes. I love your this. Oh, look at, don't you love that we're like putting out a different name for like older women and like showing women in a different light and blah, blah, blah. It's that part I love.
Okay.
But there is still the Bachelor manufactured romance in a way that makes me like,
what is manufactured though? Like, I know, but what do you mean when you say that?
Okay, so one of the things that I noticed that I wonder, is this what they do every time? Because I've never really watched The Bachelor like all the way through. I've never watched a full season. I've watched an episode here and there, but been like, I don't know, I can't. They go on these dates, and every time he goes on a date, like the first day he pulls up in a classic car, and the classic car is like light blue, and he's wearing a blue outfit, and the woman he picks up is in like the blue and white flowered sundress, and it looks like that. And then the next time it's a yellow car, and he's wearing a yellow shirt, and her outfit's matching. So it feels like they coordinated that. And then when on the first day where they go to like the diner, 50 Cent, there's a flash mob dancing. It's like that. It feels manufactured romance.
Right.
Like it's which is part of the whole thing.
This is new to you, right?
It's new to me. I'm like, is this what it's always like? This is
what it's always like.
This is what it's like. Like that feels
like you want to tell them, like, just so you know,
right?
This is like manipulating you emotionally.
Yes, I know they know that, but it just feels like I wish they would have done it without them, but then I get what I'm asking is crazy and not what like the housewife at home who's like hasn't been on a date in however many years is like, all I want is to share. They're like sipping a milkshake together. It's like that.
I love it.
And it is, and you could see, I just like worry about his heart. Not like for a heart attack or like physically, but like I don't want it to break. He's too nice. He's like the guy from Up.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like crying 5 minutes in.
He'll be all right.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
He'll be okay.
I don't know. He's already sending him some of them home, and he's like, I just love the beautiful person you are. He can like see the beauty in all these women, and he's like, somebody better get him therapy.
Well, a different kind of love that is for everybody is honey love.
Yep. This is my, when you were talking about tucking the sweater.
Yeah.
This is my go-to, thing to use to tuck. It comes down to the very perfect length. It's the what do they call that bra that I love?
Oh, it's actually on here. I think it's called the crossover.
Yes.
Crossover bra.
And they call it that because it has, you can adjust it to make it a cross, like a razor back, like cross back, or just rags, which is great depending on what I'm wearing. It is my go-to. I put it over. My new look is I wear it like a little slip dress, and then I put my Honey Love bra on top of that, then the sweater on top of that, and tuck it underneath. Everybody's
She's
like,
good to
I
go.
love how your sweater does that.
It's
then
like...
I flash them. It's great.
Well, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, I'm like, it's Honey Love.
This is like compression. She's actually like this. That's what's the best about 100%. Her.
And I am already tried on my dress for the Eli's sister's wedding, and I'll be wearing the Honey Love compression, like really amazing shapewear. Yeah, these are compression. Underneath.
Yeah, it's super comfortable, but it keeps you where you want to be, all tucked up and comfy. Nothing's going to be flopping and flapping. No. You're good to go. I love the leggings. They're my every day when I get up at the crack of dawn, long before dawn, I am up in my leggings, bitter, but comfy. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/braincandy. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/braincandy. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. I always see this.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Please support our show and tell them we sent you. It's time to ditch the underwire for good thanks to Honey Love. I'm always like, I hope people are writing Brain Candy in that slot where it says, like, where did you hear about us? I hope so. Sarah is.
I did.
I hope that's enough.
I did when I had to get stuff to wear underneath this. I started getting the ads for it in my Instagram for the wedding stuff. I don't know if it just thinks I'm in a wedding or I'm getting married or what's happening.
Your lips to God's
Instagram
ears.
is heavily advertising to me in the wedding genre. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, that is so cute. I will get that when that day comes.
When you were talking about preservation of clothing last episode, I was like, I feel so bad because I didn't preserve my wedding dress. Like I have it just hanging. Yeah. I really should have treated that with more care.
Yours is really cute too.
I had it handmade by a sewist.
So beautiful. And it had pockets.
Because I couldn't even afford the J. Crew one that it's based off of.
I love that one.
So there you go. It was a bargain. Bargain basement.
I love that. What else do we talk about?
Yeah, you tell me, Sarah.
Other thing?
Wait, so should we watch Golden Bachelor or not?
Oh, yeah, you should. I mean, but I had to ask you, is this what it's always like? Is this, I felt like it was...
no reality TV. What did you think it was going to be? I do.
But I didn't know that they coordinate their outfits. Do they always do that?
That part I didn't know, but I don't mind that. Who cares? You wear light blue, whatever.
I don't know. I feel like, I guess.
That's where you draw the line?
It just felt really cheesy.
It's sweet.
It is. I mean, and I'm saying that as somebody who wears matching outfits with Eli. I'm like, we're coordinating. We coordinate all the time. We plan.
Tell me about
all the time. We're like, oh, what colors are you wearing? We like to wear matchy stuff, have coordinated outfits.
The only way I could coordinate with Adam is if I just wear black, which frankly happens a lot.
Yeah.
But if I said we need to coordinate, he would be like, yeah, well, here's what I'm wearing. So, and it's the same thing every day. Maybe it's the
interior designer thing where he's like,
oh, okay, well, yeah.
Oh, you're wearing black and white? That's great. It goes with, I'm wearing this and that's black and white too. Or he'll be like, what are you wearing? Okay, well, this goes
you
with that.
You really did find your match.
I know. It's the best. It's so wonderful. Yeah, that is really great. Okay, so the other... Oh, we talked about Golden Bachelor. This was one of the stories that I originally had written down. Then after doing some deep diving, realized was a fake story. There's another thing, but so I meant to say this earlier, but
wait.
Yes, that is a very good noise for this. There is a TikTok or something floating around claiming that children are 800 times worse when they're in the presence of their mother as opposed to anybody else.
I didn't see that number, but I heard that they are worse.
That is true.
Yeah.
But the 800 number was just a satirical, like, get him to read the article.
Right.
Like, the studies do show. There have not been any studies conducted in that way to actually
like quantify it.
Quantify this. So people are like 800 times, blah, blah, blah. And so they were floating that one around for a while, but that is not, that was based on like an Onion style.
I think it's fine. Nothing makes me happier than thinking Lincoln is worse with me than with a stranger. I don't want him behaving like a dick in front of other people.
He's great when he's he's so well behaved.
I would much rather him be rude to me than someone else, for sure. Because there is nothing more embarrassing than if
maybe what that's really saying is that the child is the most authentic. And we all have bad days and days where we're just like, if the more I get to know somebody, the easier it is for me to be like, leave me alone. I'm
absolutely. That's
stressed
because
out,
there's trust and you know that they love you and they're not going to get rid of you.
Right.
That's
so I don't
beautiful.
like that because that's like floating around and like moms are like, oh, I hate that. And it's not even true. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Because
that's good.
To be 800 times worse, too, they would have to literally strangle us in our sleep.
Right. Like 800.
How do you... Yeah, come on.
Yeah, right. They just picked like the biggest number they could think of that like people would like question
right, but
and then
it's
people
still
like went with that. Right.
Yeah.
I will say that the times we're living in, it is confusing to know whether it's an Onion headline or real life.
That's true. Yeah.
So, yeah. Kind of like with what's happening in Paris with the bed bugs.
Oh, man.
I mean, I feel like after you were talking about the French being stinky,
I know
and
everybody said
I had
it
to
me.
like give it like a week before I started talking about the bed bug situation.
Hey.
It's so bad that they are on the subways and the buses, and you could see them.
Can you believe?
No, nothing freaks me out more, I think, than those kind of creepy, that's like things that scurry times a million.
Mm-hmm. Because it's literally times a million. There's so many of them.
Eli, because, being a sensitive skin gal, I can like brush up against something and next thing you know, I've got like a whole bunch of bumps, somewhere. And I woke up and had like a patch of like little red dots. And I was like, oh no, do we have bed bugs? And he's like, okay, first of all, no, this is what they would look like. He like walked me through why that's not a thing.
But what if you do?
He would have them, he said, and we did a thorough check to make sure. And he's like, you would see them, and then you will see. Like, that is disgusting. I did not know that they were as visible as they are.
What seems to be the problem over there anyway?
I don't know. I think it's it is a type that has, I think it's a certain, like, I don't know, what do they call them? Like subspecies or like type, like that kind of thing. That's, you know how like our viruses are getting stronger? I think our bed bugs and those kind of things and cockroaches and shit are getting stronger too.
Oh my God. They're like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of bed bugs.
And the UK, it says the UK is next because of that train.
What? The channel?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, it's only a matter of time.
Right.
If COVID really is the...
I will take... give me the viral airborne illness over the fucking creepy crawlers any day of the week.
What?
Are you serious? Are you serious? You'd be the other way around?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, if I have to pick, I'm
wash your hands. The other ones get rid of all of your shit.
Sarah,
is this a fight?
Wait a minute. You have to get rid of all your shit?
Oh, sometimes. Like if it's in the you have to
right.
get. Eli said
he
dated somebody who had like a scare or some it was on the couch or something. Had to take every single item that she owned that had any fabric on it. Put every single thing in the dryer for at high heat for like kill them. No, you get rid of everything. What do you do?
All right. But you cannot die from bed bugs.
I feel like I'm going to fucking die if I see them. I mean, maybe. I will just die of, like...
Just heebie-jeebs.
Heebie-jeebs. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to go back to what... I was just thinking about what you said about 800 times worse with their mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how much worse are they with their dad?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think... Ooh.
You know what? They're never with their dads. Okay?
Right.
That's what's happening. So maybe we should take a look at that. That's my comeback 2 minutes later.
It feels like... The difference between what they do with their dads and what they do with their moms is they hide it better with their moms and they do it in front of dads.
Well, you know how like
fireworks. Dads, they're doing it right next to dad. And maybe he'll look up. And mom, they're doing it around the side of the house so she doesn't see.
Right, like they're little arsonists.
They're doing the same shit. They're just hiding it better around mom.
Right.
Because mom's going to get you in trouble and dad's not. But I don't know because I have no children and I had no...
Well, you know how they do those studies about like how much time... Yeah. I have no kids and I had no parents. You know how they did those studies to determine like how much work mom does versus how much dad does. And like dads are doing more now than they used to, still not equal. But the things they do with their kids are play, right? Yeah. So like I even noticed this in our house, which is... my doing, because after dinner I'll be like, why don't you guys go play like they play video games, go play a video game while I clean up the kitchen. So like he's handling the childcare, but it's like fun for both of them, right? And I'm like scrubbing the oven, right? Do you want to go play video games? No, that's the whole point. So, right, it's like... I'm happy to have alone time, but that is a low bar. Right. When you're just, it's sort of like when we were in the challenge on the ruins, Sarah would volunteer to wash the dishes all the time of 32 people. Yes. Because she would get her iPod to listen to music. Yes. So she would rather do this labor because it was like alone and she could like enjoy her music. Sort of like that. Yes. It was like my version of noise canceling headphones before that was a thing. Really wondering whether I would rather have bed bugs or... Yeah. I do not want COVID though, Sarah. Yeah, it is not pleasant. But one you just hang out in your bed, the other one you got to get a new bed. You can die from COVID and not bed bugs. I know you already That's true. That is true. Okay. That's fair. That is fair. But now that now everybody's vaccinated, like you know. I got the booster. You can still see. Can you see like my Band-Aid mark? I definitely do. Yeah. Yeah. I got my booster. I got my flu shot. I'm good to go. Good. Yeah. Do you have nothing left? No, I do. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I want to talk about the Las Vegas Sphere. Let's hear it. I have no idea what this is. Have you seen this? What do you mean? You have not seen the Sphere structure in Las Vegas? Oh, I thought you said Las Vegas Fear. Oh. I could say something like that. That sounds on brand for me. I still have a little bit of a cold. I want to see. Susie, I think that's what we go do. Oh my God, because yes. Eli's never been to Vegas. We were talking about taking a Vegas trip. He's never been to Vegas. I have to be there for this. I know. If you're going with him, I have to be there. And it's going to be great. I really do think we should go, and we should make that our next little trip we all do together. I love this. And when I saw the video of it, I got goosebumps. And I don't even like you two like that, but I like nobody you two like that for like this. That. Right. I'm like, I got goosebumps. And the visuals, it's 30 feet tall. It's the largest spherical structure ever built. 30 feet? Oh, it's not 30 feet, 30 stories. 30 stories. 30 floors. Yep. 30 floors. Yeah, like 30 stories tall. It's That's covered in LED lights. It is inside amazing. And out. It's a totally immersive experience. Yeah. Imagine. Oh, I get goosebumps. You should do mushrooms while you're there or something. 100% I will. Okay, I'll be the DD, and then Guaranteed. I'll just enjoy. I will do that. The Sphere for a while was like, you know how when we hear about a documentary or something that's really popular
and everybody says it's so good. There's like a resistance to watching it or liking it. I kind of did the same thing with this Fear thing. I was like, what's so great about it? It's just like another thing. And then I saw the YouTube like clips from when they played. Or now that's a residency they have there. So I was
Why did they get that though?
In a way, it feels like it matches what they can do. It feels very expansive and big, and like the song "Beautiful Day," like I can see just like soaring over like the Grand Canyon. One of those like it feels big, I guess. And also, I think they had to pick an artist whose followers and fans are old enough to afford an experience that's like, they're not picking like.
I've seen U2 before in concert. It's a great show. Like, even if you're not a U2 fan, they know how to put on a great show, no doubt about it. Yeah. But I can only imagine in that environment where it's like immersive.
Guess who I saw this weekend?
Who?
The Eagles and it was supposed to be Steely Dan, but somebody got sick.
I'm so mad at you.
I know.
I'm really
I did.
tired of this. I'm serious. There is no better way to diffuse my rage, though, than to laugh. Why would you not tell me?
Eli's dad got us all tickets for like his birthday, and we all went together on Friday. And then the best news was, I mean, it was terrible for anybody who was there to see Steely Dan, but Steely Dan couldn't make it.
Nobody's there to see Steely Dan.
Guess who filled in for Steely Dan, who was opening for the Eagles? Sheryl Crow. She was so good. The Eagles are amazing. I cried. It was so good. I do regret not getting a shirt, though. Because when I was asking you if you got merch at the Cheers thing, I was like, should I tell her that I didn't get Eagles merch? And she's probably going to say, that's the place I should have gotten Eagles merch.
Yes, it is.
I know. I have regrets.
I've never gone to a concert and not got merch.
It's a very good, I should have. And the only things I regret is when I've been to a concert and haven't gotten merch. Beyonce.
I cannot believe right now.
Right.
That you.
Buried the lead like that.
Went to an Eagles show. I'm so mad. Like, I'm genuinely mad.
She's actually mad right now.
Why?
She's mad. She's mad.
Why wouldn't you be like, guess where I'm going?
I know. Why wouldn't I? You're right.
Because you know that I would care.
I do know, which is why I thought I'll save it and talk about it on the show. And then
I'm going to watch Interstellar just to spite you and not
and then
tell
not
you.
Talk about, no!
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate. Uh-huh. Susie.
And I'm going to tell other people so they know.
Oh, my God. That's ultimate payback. That's good.
Did you have a favorite song, though? I'm going to move past this. But
yes. Life in the Fast Lane.
Get out of here.
I love it. It's very fun. It's like, obviously.
It's like she just heard a new song.
No. Like of all the ones that they performed, it's the one that feels like the wrong side of the tracks kind of song. Like, I don't know. It just has like a different vibe. Like some of them were, but there was one funny moment that happened at the show that I'm like, this is what happens when the artists are in their 70s, where they said, we are now entering our ballad portion of the concert. Please do everybody a favor and sit down. And I was like, I gotta. There's no rocking out. And then they played another song that was like the more upbeat one. And I looked at like our group and I was like, are we allowed to jam? Can I see on a dance now? Can I stand up and dance? Like, I get it. Like, we're like chilling because some people want to sit and like, but
you know what? I actually really like that approach because it's only a problem in these sort of like arena venues because I want to stand up. Yeah. But I get why you wouldn't.
Right.
And we have a real pickle because if you're behind me, you have no choice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was actually, now here we go, perfect tie-in. One of the funny things that happened on the Golden Bachelor with one of the women who got eliminated when she's like talking to the camera afterwards, she's like, Can we get some chairs for the rose ceremony? A lot of us don't even have our original knees or hips. We need to sit. That was too long. And that's fair.
Well, because the viewer may not know that it's that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is long. That is so great. Did they get them chairs?
This was at the end of the show. I hope next episode we'll see. I think it's like tonight or tomorrow or something like that.
How long was the Eagles? 3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. We left after 11 p.m.
Yeah, because they're coming here in 5 days, and I debated.
Susie.
I didn't get tickets because I was like, because the good ones, I have a policy now of like, I'm only going if I can get good tickets. Good tickets for that show is like $5,000. I'm not doing that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Did you have good seats?
We had good seats.
So you paid
I paid $0 US for it.
No, I mean, somebody paid thousands of dollars. Do you
perks
think?
In the family that I have.
Do you think your seats were thousands of dollars?
I think collectively, yes.
Yeah.
That they could have been.
Because even the nosebleeds here were $1,500 each one.
Ooh.
That's why I didn't.
Wow. I am so, I owe more than a thank you note to me.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think you got what you got. They need me. I'm like an interpreter between the boomers and the millennials.
Yeah, for real.
Gen X,
it was,
or whatever we are.
It was so special and so amazing. And
what song made you cry, though?
Sheryl Crow.
What one? Strong Enough to Be My Man?
Yes!
Okay.
How did you know? I decided I would like that to play at my wedding. I would like it to play when I get married. Oh, yeah. Cry right now thinking about it.
Yeah.
And
maybe I'll perform it for you.
I'm crying right now. I'll die.
I do love the harmonies on that one.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh my God, it's so great.
And I need, who's strong enough to be a man? Somebody who, like,
can handle
some
this.
People maybe mistake for gay
Eli
every now and then.
And I are strong enough to be your man. Both of us.
Yeah. I always said that the only person strong enough, the only man strong enough to date me is a woman. And, but, somebody who.
Yeah, that's a very great song.
A male or female dominated.
Did she play First Cut is the Deepest?
Yes.
Okay, how was that?
That's what she opened up with. It was so good. And the other one that was so good is, I Shall Believe. Oh,
I don't know it.
Yeah, Suze.
I don't think I know that one.
It's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's like I was telling Eli's sister and her fiance, like these are the songs that I would like scream like at the top of my lungs driving the car, like during breakups and when like those times are like going through those, like she was like the artist that like it was Alanis Morissette and Sheryl Crow, and that was like the ballads,
the white lady anthems.
Yes,
Yeah.
And woo, take me to church.
I hear you.
It was so good.
We got to wrap it up. So, we got to move on with our lives.
Well, I thanks for about the Eagles.
Everyone who hung in there with our concert, like almost breakup. We almost broke up.
I know.
It was more because I'm upset that I didn't go.
Oh,
because maybe I should go. I don't know.
Okay, it was so good.
Powerball.
Yeah.
If we win, you're about to experience a ad-free experience.
And we're getting front row tickets to that U2 Sphere show.
Yeah. No, we should do the Las Vegas thing anyway.
We're doing that.
With Eli.
That's a done deal.
Can we, when I come to Denver, we'll plan the Las Vegas.
That's perfect.
Okay. People were eating mummies and painting with them.
Yes. Facts. But a lot of things aren't facts. It's also what we learned.
TikTok, handle with care, okay?
Yeah, fact.
Proceed with caution.
They say historian or doctor.
Right, because as if this wasn't evidence enough of that problem.
Look at us.
Golden Bachelor, thumbs up.
Yes,
Sarah's
thumbs up.
reviews.
Yes,
okay.
Sarah's reviews says thumbs up. I think I'm going to be one of those people who's like, this is my pick. This is who I think he should be with. Like, I think I'm committed.
Do you have a favorite?
Yes, I do.
Who?
There's a woman who
Meredith?
plays the guitar, and she like played a guitar, and she also rides a motorcycle, and she just seems like.
Does he like her?
Yeah, he picked her
cool.
for his first date. Like she got the first rose thing, and she's like very like doesn't wear a lot of makeup. Is more just like.
Historically, whoever
Down
gets
to
the
earth.
first rose wins.
Oh, really? Well, she should
Yeah.
win. I like her.
All
There's
right,
one
we'll
woman
see what
on there
happens.
who's a therapist from Florida, and she is a riot, but I don't think she should be with
She's
him.
not a good match.
Yeah, she's too
Okay.
funny to be with. She needs to be with somebody who's.
He sounds very earnest.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that would annoy me.
Yeah.
What annoys Sarah is bed bugs. So
Yes.
let's hope that does not cross the pond. Whew. And we'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye.